Hi, I'm Brett Cotter, author and founder of Stress Is Gone, and I'm so excited to be able to be here with you today at this year's World Wellness Weekend because I'm going to get to share some really important tools from the Stress Is Gone method that are going to help you stop stress in seconds, release anxiety in minutes, and heal trauma naturally. Does that sound good? Awesome. Before we dive into it, today's talk is under the pillar of serenity and mindfulness. Serenity to me is just that vast, wide open inner space that we first reach in deep meditation, and then we could bring it out into our everyday lives the more we nurture it and cultivate it through routine relaxation and daily appreciation for being alive. Also, Mother Nature helps me out a lot personally with serenity. Anytime I'm near water or looking at an open, clear blue sky, just getting lost in the distance, allowing my body and mind to unwind. And mindfulness, to me, the simplest way to think about it is it's breaking free from our overreactions and all of the programming that we absorbed since we were born so that we can live a life of authenticity. I encourage you right now to get a pen and a piece of paper because as I'm sharing these tools, you might hear things that really resonate with you or you believe can just really help you right now at this point in your life. And I want you to be able to take those notes because you'll be able to use these tools today for the rest of your life. And they're transformative. They're very powerful and they get you back in touch with the real you. Remember that word authenticity. It's going to come back towards the end of our talk. Okay, we got that out of the way. Now let's dive right in. The first tool I want to share with you is called Stress Stopper Breathwork. It's a very simple 3-step technique I came up with about 15 years ago. A lot of clients I was helping let go of the most traumatic memories of their lives. And the transformations were profound. They were letting go of issues with their parents, siblings from their formative years. But then they would come back eventually and say, this has been amazing, but what do I do the next time I'm stressed out, right? The next time something happens at work or, I'm in my commute to work and I'm in traffic and I start to get triggered. What do I do? So over the years, this technique has been honed down into 3 powerful steps. Step 1 of Stress Stopper Breathwork is just touch the tension. For me, that's usually my heart area. So I just place my hand there whenever I'm getting stressed out. Step 2 is start breathing deep and slow. And step 3 is once per breath, silently say, I'm okay, in the back of your mind until all the tension melts away. So you repeat those 3 steps. So let's walk through it again. Let's say the most routine stress in your life is with a spouse or a child or something at work. So anytime you sense that stress coming on, you're going to touch the tension, you're going to start breathing deeply and slowly, and once per breath, you're going to silently say, I'm okay, until all the stress goes away. When you first start using the technique, it might take 2 or 3 minutes. But once you practice after about a month, within seconds, you're going to be able to stop that stress reaction and let it go. Why? Because what we're doing in those 3 steps is activating the body's relaxation response. And that's the quickest way I found to activate the relaxation response, is using those 3 steps together. Individually, those 3 steps work, but together, it's a super powerful technique that you could use any day, anytime, and anywhere. So the best time to practice Stress Stopper Breathwork is at night when you're going to sleep, because it will help you fall asleep quickly, usually within 5 minutes. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't get up and watch TV or use the bathroom. Well, if you have to, I guess you got to use the bathroom, right? But ideally, you just put one hand on your heart. You could put one hand on your belly button and use Stress Stopper Breathwork to get back to sleep. This is going to give your body and mind that muscle memory for the technique. So when you need this technique most in the heat of the moment, it'll work for you. So that's stress stopper breath work. That's how you stop stress in seconds. Now let's shift gears and talk about anxiety. To me, anxiety and stress are a little bit different. Stress is something that gets triggered from the outside, and anxiety kind of builds up like a volcano from the inside. And if we have a lot of stress in our life and we don't address it, it turns into anxiety and gets worse. So the key is addressing the stress when you're experiencing it real time. Now, the anxiety freedom technique is a beautiful technique that I use weekly. It is amazing. And my clients, the people that go to the retreats, the people in my coaching practice, they love this technique as well, because when you master it, you begin to master your emotions. What would your life be like if you had an amazing tool that when you were angry, sad, fearful, overwhelmed, you could use that tool, and just like that, the anxiety's gone, or the anger's released, or the jealousy is released. So what the anxiety freedom technique does, it boils down everything you're going through and surfaces the core fear that's underneath it all, manifesting the stress. It helps you release it, and then it helps you take control back with a tailored personal mantra that I call a freedom statement. And then you do a breathe and release exercise. So let's talk through the anxiety freedom technique. Step 1 is express your emotions to surface the core fear. Step 2 is the freedom statement. Step 3 is breathe and release. So let's dive into step 1. Whenever you're experiencing overwhelming anxiety or any other emotion, and it feels like an 11 out of 10, right? It's just, you feel like it's out of your control. I want you to grab a pen and a paper and write down everything that's freaking you out. Every situation that's stressing you out, list it out. Could be 10 things. Number them. And then look at the list and circle the one thing that's stressing you out the most. Now I want you to answer these 2 important questions about that one thing that you just circled. What's the worst case scenario of that stressor that I just circled? And what's my biggest fear about that worst case scenario? When you answer those 2 questions, you just saved yourself 5 to 10 years of therapy. You just pick the lock to the back of your psyche, and you surface the core fear that's stressing out your body, causing all the anxiety. And when you surface that core fear, you're going to feel a ton of tension in your body. Now I want you to write down where you feel that tension. What part of your body is housing all the tension when the core fear is on the table? And then the last part, I want you to answer the question is, what would you love to replace all the anxiety with? Ideally, what would you put in that space in your body? Unconditional love, feeling reconnected, feeling happy, joy. What do you want to feel there? So once we have all that information, we go to step 2 of the anxiety freedom technique. We go to the freedom statement. And this is that tailored personal mantra. So our freedom statement sounds something like this. I unlock and release all the tension in my, and then you would enter that area of your body that was housing the tension, and break free from the fear of, and then you enter whatever core fear was fueling your reaction, and I replace all that space with my own, and then you insert the answer there. And you finish with right now. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to put some answers in. You're going to kind of feel the flow of the freedom statement. I unlock and release all the tension in my heart and break free from the fear of abandonment, and I replace all that space in and all around me with my own divine energy right now. So after your freedom statement, we move to step 3, which is breathe and release. So what I want you to do now is lay down for 5 or 10 minutes, breathe deep and slow, and with your eyes closed, you slowly repeat out loud the sentences in your freedom statement. And you do that for about 10 minutes. As you do that, you're going to feel layers and layers of the anxiety release from your body. And that's what I want you to do. Use that technique anytime you're experiencing high-level anxiety or any other emotion that's really out of balance, when you feel out of control in life. So I'd love for you to practice that technique and master it. The next technique I'm going to share with you is one of my favorites. It's called the traumatic memory release technique. This helps my clients resolve old traumatic memories, flashbacks, nightmares with a simple 3-step process. I'm going to walk you through those basic steps right now. And if you take some notes, you'll be able to practice this anytime you want. The first step is relax. The second step is remember. And the third step is release. Now let's open up each step one at a time. So step 1, relax. You're going to lie down, close your eyes, place one hand on your heart and your other hand on your belly button. Start breathing deeply and slowly. And once per breath, silently say, I'm okay, until you feel your body release all tension and completely relax. Step 2, remember. You're going to bring that stressful memory, that traumatic experience to mind, to the forefront of your mind. When you do this, your body is going to feel the tension that you felt when the experience originally happened. When this happens, I want you to move your hands to anywhere in the body where you feel the most tension. Usually it's your heart, your solar plexus, your stomach, your throat, maybe your forehead. But I want you to move your hands there and just gently touch that area. Start breathing deeply and slowly. And while holding the memory in mind, I want you to say, I'm okay, once per breath. Once the tension starts to unlock and release, then you're going to move over to the next step, release. In the release phase, you're going to imagine yourself inside the old memory, touching the tension, breathing deeply and slowly, and once per breath, silently saying, I'm okay. That's right. So you're going to be inside the old memory, seeing yourself using stress stopper breath work. And that's going to release the tension, the emotion, the panic, and the pain from the old memory. We're healing the emotional energy inside the old memory. This only works because our cells don't know the difference between past, present, and future. It thinks everything that's going on in our mind is happening real time in the present moment. So when you go back into that memory and you show your cells something different is happening, that you're breathing deeply and slowly, that you're embracing the tension from the inside out, and that you're saying, I'm okay, your cells start to release the old panic and fear because it serves no more purpose. Because you're saying, I'm okay, you're finding freedom in the heart of the fear. You're facing it head on with this technique. So the TMR technique I feel is good to use, especially if you know the memory or the situation that's causing you a lot of pain. Now, if the memory is so painful and so over-triggering, and that happens, I encourage you to get coaching from me or go to a retreat or join our membership, because you get free workshops when you're inside of our membership. And another tip is if the memory is very traumatic or the flashback or the nightmare. Instead of letting the memory play out, you can pause it so it's freeze framed. So everything around you is frozen, but you're unfrozen, you're alive. You are touching the tension, breathing deeply and slowly, and once per breath, silently saying, I'm okay, until all the anxiety and the fear leaves the memory. Now, once you're done with that, and just do stress stopper breath work, 5 minutes with your eyes closed, 5 minutes with your eyes open, to reground in the present day reality. So that's the TMR technique, traumatic memory release technique. It's a very powerful experience, a very powerful healing technique that helps you get over the past. It helps you let go by embracing everything that you were running from with your breath and your own empowered consciousness. So I encourage you to use this technique on any of those old memories, old relationships that you know are still haunting you a little bit, right? They're still fueling your stress. Our trauma is fueling our stress and our anxiety. And it's primarily the trauma that we experience in our formative years. If we wanted more from one of our parents, if we felt that we didn't get the love that we needed as a child from one of our parents, that helps shape how we experience the world, and it helps shape how we manifest the stress in our everyday lives. So I encourage you to take control back with this technique. Now I want to share something with you that I hold very dear to my heart. It's very special to me, and it's kind of where my journey started. And with my style of meditation, I usually encourage you to lie down, to get really comfortable, laying down on your back, placing one hand on your heart and your other hand on your belly button. So if you're comfortable doing that right now, I encourage you to take advantage of it. Or you could sit up straight in a nice comfortable chair. If you're ready and comfortable closing your eyes, I encourage you to do that now. And just follow along with the words that I'm saying. Focusing your mind on the airflow as you breathe deep and slow. Identifying any areas in your body that are holding tension. Breathing right into the tension. Embracing it with your breath. Allowing the layers to start to unlock and release effortlessly as you breathe deeply and slowly. And on your very next breath in, I want you to bring all of your attention right to where the airflow softly touches the very tip of your nose. Breathing deep and slow, following the airflow in a little further as it moves through your sinuses, allowing each breath to open them up wider and wider as it becomes easier and easier to breathe. As thoughts arise, effortlessly refocusing your mind on what the airflow feels like as you breathe deep and slow, letting those thoughts go as they disappear into the distance, like clouds, leaving you with a clear blue sky. Breathing deep and slow, following the airflow a little further as it unlocks and releases all the tension from behind your eyes. Breathing deep and slow, following the airflow further to the far back of your mind, unlocking thoughts and releasing old worries so you can completely unwind right now. Breathing deep and slow, following the airflow down into your throat, unlocking and releasing all the old tension from anything you ever wanted to say. Expanding the relaxation, releasing all fear from the back of your neck, remembering I'm okay. I'm okay. Allowing the airflow to help you let go of all the obligation from your shoulders, as you breathe deep and slow. Unlocking and releasing as you breathe and receive. Breathing even deeper and even slower, following the airflow down even lower as life force fills up your lungs on your very next breath, right now. Allowing the life force to unlock and release all the tension throughout your chest and around your heart. Breathing deep and slow, following the life force into your heart as it opens up, inviting you into every single part unlocking and releasing old worries, and anything that was bothering you. Following the life force deeper as you breathe slower, arriving at the center the master chamber, breathing and receiving warm waves of uncontainable additional self-love. Expanding into a wide open space where there is no such thing of anxiety, where you are completely free. Always remembering the way to this peaceful inner place, touching the tension, breathing deep and slow, and remembering to say, I'm okay. I'm okay. I am okay. I am. And using your imagination to visualize the room you're in, seeing the floor, the walls, the ceiling, and the door. Starting to feel your body weight in space, right where your skin meets that surface you're lying down on or sitting up in. Starting to feel your connection to the planet grow stronger and stronger, allowing your very next breath to pull you 100% into this moment right now. And starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes, your ankles and your wrists, your knees and your elbows, your shoulders and your neck. And open up your eyes when you're ready. So I hope that was relaxing for you as it was for me. And if you like how you feel right now, if you feel that inner serene, wide open space, join our membership, because we're teaching these classes all week long, all month long, all year long. So just imagine what you would feel like if you were going to access that energy every day. So I'm so grateful to share this time with you. I encourage you to go to stressisgone.com, especially if you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, trauma, old memories coming up, or you just feel like overwhelmed with life. I have a special offer for you just because you're part of the World Wellness Weekend and we have that connection. And I'm so grateful for this time that we have. If you get a coaching session, I'm going to share with you a coupon code to cut that cost in half, making it super accessible for you and easy to schedule to get that relief that you so deserve and want. So the coupon code that you could use on the coaching page at stressisgone.com is healing. So right underneath the price, there's a little link. It says coupon code. Click it and put in the word healing, and then the price will be cut in half. So I encourage you to break through. And I want to return to how we started with the word authenticity. When we are born here, our body has like a 2 million-year-old fight or flight reaction that is super smart. But in this day and age, we have become overreactive. Old fearful memories that cause a ton of anxiety. And it's not our fault, but it is our problem to fix. And our approach to fixing it is by unconditionally loving it, so that the part of us that was in pain gets reconnected with that unconditional self-love, and everything that was never the real you releases. And that frees you to return to a life of authenticity, free of the overreactions and the old programming. So if you enjoyed this, I encourage you to go to stressisgone.com. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. God bless, be safe, and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.